This is the Lord of Sin. Welcome. This is the video of the game that we're going to play today is actually something that I've been wanting to show for quite a while. It is by a developer that I'm incredibly proud to associate with. I actually know them pretty decently. I've done some work with them, and I've even had some surprises from them as well in the past. Plus, I'm trying to possibly work with them on some other projects that are upcoming. But I've been waiting for a while to see how well this channel has grown, and I'm very, very thankful for all of the support and that I've been shown by all of the viewers, and I hope that people want to keep along and stick around. So without further ado, I can't even talk today. Sorry about that. Without further ado, let's try this again. All right, this game is Star Traders Elite. There is a Star Traders a free version inside of the Google Play Store. I highly recommend getting a hold of it and playing it. You will enjoy it considerably, just like any of the Tracy Brothers games. But before we actually start, I'm going to go through the options here. There's memory and performance options. I'm going to leave a lot of this stuff on. I'm even going to keep the background music on and everything else. We're going to be starting with a brand new captain. I have the confirm victory destroy, or just for destroying on. Most of this other stuff I'm going to keep pretty much off. Let's see. I think I'll probably actually put the full screen game on, just so that we don't have to be disturbed by anything else. And I'm going to leave the rest of these going, or leave them completely off for now, with the exception of the long notifications. And I only do that so that I can have time to read them, as well as for anybody else to read them. So let's go back. We are going to, in case anybody's wondering, there is a game store built into this, but the game store that is in here is for stuff that's already, just basically in-app, one-time in-app purchases. There is no pay to win or anything else in this game, or any of their games for that matter. You can get an unlock all, which is not nearly as much fun. I mean, there's a lot that you can actually unlock on your own without having to pay any extra money. The ship designer is something that I decided to go with, as well as the character designer to help kind of go further. Those were 99 cents each, if I remember correctly, or something similar to that. Again, the prices may vary. If you get the Elite version, you're going to get a full-fledged game anyway, whereas the free version has a lot of stuff that is locked. That way, you get a chance to try it out for your own. Because I've been playing their games for years, I've obviously moved on to the Elite version because I really enjoy them, and I like backing developers that I really enjoy with their stuff. There's a list of rewards here, and how you can actually unlock them, so that you can see that. We're going to go back, and this time we're going to start a new game. We're going to go with the captain's name, and we're going to name this captain Sin LP for the, or Sins. Let's do that. I know that sounds really funky for a name, but it'll work. Sins, let's play, and let's see if we can get that all the way around. That's a weird name to have for a captain, but it'll work. In this one, I'm going to have, you can select different game difficulties. You have basic, normal, challenging, demanding, hard, crazy, insane, and impossible. In this case, we're just going to leave it on normal like it is. In our starting profession, the custom stats button, which I'm going to show here, does not normally show up. That's where the character generator is to put in. I'm not going to go into depth on that one right now, but there are a lot of stats for you to be able to go with, as well as you can load a different template if you want for the different classes that there are, as well as advanced options to go with it too. Now we're not going to use that. We're actually going to go back here. Now I'm going to leave it pretty much as stock the way it is, but you have Star Trader, and you can see the benefits there. This profession's broad skills and basic attributes enable him to get ahead early and remain flexible. A Star Trader is as comfortable, in a space battle as a trade exchange. special discounts for buying ships at a star dock, special discounts for ship upgrades, and more repairs at indie star docks. And there are merchants, smugglers, pirates, bounty hunters, military officers, explorers, captains, spies, and zealots. You also get to choose a starting faction, and you can read here about the Devaltos. And then there are more. There's this Kadar Syndicate, the Syndicate Reichart, the House Thulun, Clan Javat, and Steel Song Clan. Now, I'm probably going to screw up a lot of the pronunciations of these. The Treacy brothers do have their own YouTube channel, and they actually do explain how to pronounce them properly. But I just wanted everybody else to see them here, and we're going to leave everything pretty much the exact same way it is. We've got the Ve Victus, which is what we're going to start with. I'm not going to go with extreme difficulty, or even the extra starting money or the bonus starting officer. I'm not going to do any of those, okay? We're going to start out exactly as it's pretty much stock right across the board with everything, just so that you get a good feeling. This explains the Star Trader's movement. You're the captain. Your ship follows your orders. You touch the bridge button or your ship to view the current status or sector. Touch nearby sectors or planets to fly there. Green sectors are safer than those marked in red beacons. Let's go to the next screen. Star Trader's supplies. Your ship and crew must have water fuel to be safe and happy. Flying, landing, and docking all require water fuel. Water can be purchased in an urban trade exchanges or harvested from planets. Money. You need money to purchase supplies, entertain your crew, and oil the wheels of the great factions, and to repair or upgrade your ship. You can earn money from taking contracts, exploring, harvesting, or via piracy and crime. This is probably the only game that you can actually be a pirate for the most. One of the few games you could be a pirate and kind of be okay with it. Interface. Your command interface displays the date, your water fuel level, sector position, and an arrow to your current waypoint. Your waypoint is marked by a blue beacon, and your navigation path is shown with orange beacons. Press the menu for common commands to display contracts or rumors, the zoom map, or to read the full help guide. Contracts. Taking a contract agrees that you will travel and act on behalf of a faction. You can take contracts at the palace or spice hall. Contracts include bounty hunting, delivering secure packages, spying, blockading, and ferrying suspects between worlds. Completing contracts for factions raises your reputation and garners you better treatment in the urban zones. Reputation. Space is a busy place, full of pirates, navies, and merchants. When confronted in space, consider your options carefully. If you can resolve it peaceably, then it is to your advantage. If you surrender to a warship, they will search your hold for illegal goods and passengers. Pirates will loot your ship if you let them. You should fight or flee. If you attack a faction ship, you lose reputation with that faction. So now we're starting it up. This is my first mate. Welcome aboard, Captain. In exchange for this fine ship, we have agreed to deliver a package to the faction palace. We should proceed to the blue waypoint on the map. So now that you see this, this is kind of a mini tutorial to be able to show you. So let's go ahead and hit back. And if you'll notice, I can move around on the map. Do not take this game for being light on the graphics as a bad thing. This game is incredibly deep. There is a lot to this game, and it garners a lot of replayability because there's so many different options you have available to you. So now we have this planet that has that blue dot in the very center. It's the one right in the very center of the screen right now. And then you have the arrow, that shows that that's where we're headed. So we're going to go to it. The captain has enough experience to visit the training deck. In this case, I'm actually going to tap on the ship itself, and this pulls up where I'm currently at. This shows the planet underneath me, and gives me a little bit of information as well. Now I have other buttons here for urban, for status, for patrol, blockade, and surveillance. The ones that are highlighted in the red, the urban and status, that means that there's new options available for me at those things. But down here, let's scroll down here and let's see. This is Devaltos Prime. This is the home planet, or mother planet, I should say, of the Devaltos Syndicate, and this is their main planet of operations. This ship has 15 water fuel and 6 luxury rations in the cargo hold. Ship morale is 8, and the captain has 10 health remaining. Our reputation with the Devaltos Syndicate is 7. We are an initiate. Working as an agent of the Devaltos Syndicate, we have been contracted to deliver this message to agents operating at the palace. Now before we do that, I want to go to status really fast. And if you look below here, you'll see that the skills that I have are pretty much the exact same ones that I showed you before, because they're kind of auto-picked for the class that I chose, which in this case was a Star Trader. Okay, I can obviously go into training if I want, and I can add based on the experience that I currently have. I currently have 7 experience, and I can upgrade any of these depending upon. And by pushing, but before you hit the button, it'll tell you how much experience is going to be used to upgrade said attribute or skill. We're not going to do that for now. I just wanted to show you that. Now we also can click here and go to factions, contract, or officers. We can look at our ship itself or any cargo we currently have on board. So in this case, we're going to go back. We're going to go to urban, and now it's going to bring up the actual interface for the planet. This ship is docked somewhere in the vast urban sprawl that covers approximately 85% of the surface of Devaltos' homeworld. The extensive population centers and industrial hives have racked the environment and left the atmosphere poisonous and complex for pilots. The vast starports of the planet can dock and service almost any class of ship. The Star Dock at Devaltos Prime is available to trailers in need of repairs. The dock can also provide access to upgrades and new ships. The Palace is the home of Kashmir Devaltos and is available to all but the most despised criminals. The court is a source of vital rumors, edicts, and permits. The Syndicate Exchange is the only legal place to buy, sell, or trade for off-world star traders. It is here that you buy water fuel and other supplies. The negotiation skill will lower the prices. The Hall. The Devaltos Spice District is the only legal place to buy, sell, and use refined spice for off-worlders. With an unhappy crew, this is the first stop of a wise captain just in from orbit. Devaltos Prime Spice District, is a cluster of drinking establishments, spice runner hideaways, and back alley spice dens. Now you can click on any of these, and obviously we know we have to go to the palace, which is why it is highlighted in that red, because we have to complete our contract. But this gives you an idea of what the Devaltos Prime, Kashmir Devaltos looks like. I think that's what the portrait is supposed to be. It gives you a basic rundown of the economy for the planet. They have a palace of 9, an economy of 9, a hall of 8, a security of 9, and an exchange of 7. We're going to go to the palace, and we're going to deliver this message. Working as an agent of Devaltos Syndicate, we've been contracted to deliver this message to agents operating at the palace. They are awaiting your arrival. The secure data pad that will ensure that the message is safe, even if your ship is searched. We're going to attempt this, and it's now been completed. I'm going to have to let them know about this typo where secure is stated, by the way. It's one of the good things about their games and about them as developers is that they actually have open forums that they allow their fans to talk with them on a daily basis. We now gained even more experience. We're now up to 8 experience, but we're not going to mess with this too much. We're now up to 21,600 credits, which is very, very good. We're going to go... I was clicking on urban, and we came into contact in deep space, as we are orbiting the planet. Now, this is a patrol interdictor, and apparently operating for Devaltos Syndicate. Because we are currently in their orbit, they want to search us, which we don't have anything anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to surrender. Now the ship may be searched for contraband confiscated. Go ahead and surrender. There's nothing that they have found us anyway, because we had nothing there. We had acknowledged and stopped engines, and this is kind of what the battle looks like. The battle page would be. So you have obviously different options here. We've only got done available to us. We have an overall look at what our ship looks like, as well as what the, in this case, opposing ship would be. They're a level 1 warship. We can kind of slightly outgun them a little bit in some areas. They have better guns, or we have roughly the same guns. We have more torpedoes than they do, but we are a slightly larger ship than they are as well. But we have no beef with them, and therefore no reason to fight them. So we're going to hit done. The ship is subject to search, and as the pop-up came up, you saw that they found nothing from us because we had nothing here. This enemy captain had good reason to believe that the ship contained contraband materials or wanted criminals. Obviously, any passengers or illegal packages we had on board have been seized, and our contracts have been nullified in the eyes of the Shalloon law. But we had nothing there, so we're going to return to our ship, and we're automatically back, on the world. Now let's take a look really quickly before I go to the exchange at the Spice Hall. The Devalto Spice District looks like it could be a dangerous place, full of the dock's criminals and bounty hunters. The ship currently has 35 crew enlisted, and a morale of 10. They're fanatical for me. Among the crowd you see 18 men who would serve a captain such as yourself. The owner points to a group of 2 entertainers who say they'd take 98 credits to keep the crew happy for the evening. The entertainment is another way to raise morale. However, sometimes a crew member or 2 may desert. Your current bankroll balance is 21,600. Now we can choose to have them entertained, which they don't need to be entertained. They're brand new. I just started this game, so they haven't lost any morale. We can choose to take a contract. I don't want to hit the button because automatically once you do that you're offered one, and you either have to accept it or turn it down. There's no way backing out of that. Now there's that. We can go back to the palace if we want, and we can try to take a contract from Devaltos itself, whereas the contracts that are in the Spice Hall are specifically just different types of contracts that are not affiliated per se with Devalto Syndicate itself. They're kind of one of those smaller jobs that other people want to get done, and they're willing to pay for it. Pretty much like any of the pretty much like when Han Solo, for example, was hired in Tatooine in Mos Eisley Cafe. When he was actually confronted by Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, it's because he was sitting there in kind of this backseaty type of bar, and that's exactly the kind of feel that you're getting along with this. And I only bring that up. Please don't sue me, anybody from Disney or LucasArts or anything else for that matter, please. I only bring it up just as an example. Alright, so we can go to the Star Dock really fast, and you can take a look around here. I'll leave this up on screen so people can read it. 3 repairs or reloads available at the starport. You'll learn there are 6 upgrades available from the outfits operating at the starport. These upgrades can be very expensive, but they can also increase the armor, solar sails, crew capacity, hypersonic torpedo capacity, and some are only available with certain ranks. There are 8 ships being held now for auction at the starport. After finding the officer militant, you are informed that there are 6 upgrades, 8 new ships, and 3 repairs available. Now I can design a ship here if I wanted. I can go for a new ship plan if I wanted, or even upgrade the craft that I currently have. Let's take a look really quickly at the ship plan. These are the other ships that are available to me, and you can see how expensive that they truly are. But just let me look around and see. There's Heavy Liner, a Star Runner, Medium Freighter, Wave Runner, Star Freighter, Star Runner, Templar, Smuggler, and Moon Runner. And some of these are quite expensive, but you can really earn credits pretty fast in this game, so that's not so much of a massive issue there. Alright, let's go back. I can show you what the upgrade craft page looks like, and this shows all of them that are currently available to me. or I can even just go to the ones that are not all, but the ones that are somewhat open. Word Hero of the Stars required to unlock. Now, some of these I may have already unlocked. It just depends. I honestly haven't played this in a little while, sadly. Hate to say that, but it's the truth. And then I can even go back in and design a ship, which I'm not going to do. Now, the one place we haven't visited yet is going to be the exchange. We currently have 13 water fuel in our hold. You always want to buy a little bit more. You always want to keep around close to where you started, between 15 and 20. And water fuel is going to be the most important thing that you're going to want to buy. You can either use your finger to scroll up or scroll down, like I'm doing right now here. Or you can hit the -1 button or +1 button to choose and go from there. This also explains to you further down below that in this case we're going to buy them for 89 credits each, and that 100% water or pure refined water is the most critical resource to those men and women who live and work in deep space. It's consumed during space travel. Now we're going to purchase these for 89 credits. You'll also see that we have 6 luxury rations, and if you want to see, notice how it says at the very top column, buy, sell, dock, and hold. The dock is how many are inside the dock, how many of these specific items are. The hold is what we currently have on our ship. If you look over to the far right, where we have right next to where our money is, the credits, we have 21,422, and we currently have a cargo hold where we have 21 items out of 40 are currently already stockpiled. Now we can go further down here as we dig along. We can sell our records if we wanted, if we had any. We can buy some. A lot of these are really expensive because this is called Star Traders RPG. So there's a lot from older games that you're basically buying low, sell high at different planets. That's one portion of the game. That's mostly how the economy is built and designed. I would highly recommend that if you're going to play this game, you utilize a note system, or at least figure out what you kind of bought things at, even if you just jot them down on paper. And there's one more thing I'm going to show you where the notes are concerned on the game itself to do that with. We're not going to buy anything new here, because what I like to do when I first start playing a new character specifically is to really start building up with the faction that I'm currently with. Now, I know that a lot of this is me going through and explaining a lot and reading quite a lot out, and I'll probably do that during the course of this Let's Play. So this Let's Play is going to be a little bit longer than what most of the others are. But I really want you guys to get a feel for this game and understand what we're currently doing. Now, the Prince Kashmir Devaltos greets in the name of Devaltos Syndicate. We're in the palace, by the way. You are announced to the court as an initiate, a well-dressed madam from the Council of Commerce extends her warm wishes, saying that Kashmir Devaltos has secured a number of Shalloon trade permits for reputable star traders such as yourself. If you are willing to engage in an increased level of economic activity with the Syndicate Exchange, he will commit you to the records of Central Database for a mere 1,001 credits. And it gives me what my bankroll currently is. An armed officer of the palace discreetly delivers the message that Kashmir Devaltos is authorized to extend a number of Shalloon edicts to select reputable star traders. If you are willing to take up duties as a duelist and hunter, he will commit you to the Central Database for a mere 1,441 credits. Now, my reputation apparently precedes me. The court is excited about the opportunity to celebrate my new promotion if I'm willing to pay for the ceremony and necessary fees and associated costs. The cost of the promotion ceremony and a new uniform is 2,331. Now, it doesn't seem like that's much, but these continue to go up the longer I do all of this. Okay? So it's very important that I get a trade permit now, because that trade permit is very important. It opens up more opportunities for me to work with. I want a death warrant as well. That was the second cost. Let me go back. 1,441 credits. And this one allows me to, basically, if I need to, use necessary force without being blacklisted for doing so. Now, that's within reason, obviously. Now I have rumors, I have contracts, and I have a promotion. I am an initiate right now, so I'm going to pay for the promotion one time. Now if you look here, you'll see that slightly some of this has changed. I'm now announced to the court as an acolyte. The members of the court acknowledge the captain's status as a licensed justice of Shalun Law, a bounty hunter. Here in the palace you are known and proudly display the blood-red badge of an Ardok death warrant. None dare approach you without permission. Many members of the court note that the captain is carrying a trade permit for any exchange owned and operated by this palace. The respect shown to a licensed rogue trader is obvious, immediate, and seen just as much in the palace as in the exchange. Star traders keep the palace supplied with essential artifacts, weapons, and electronics. Now those, by the way, are normally locked unless you get that trade permit. That's the reason why I chose to get those, and they are some of the most expensive items that you can pretty much trade in the game, so it's good to have those unlocked as quickly as possible. In the military of Devalto Syndicate, you are a private, a level 1 officer. Now, we are going to not do the Hall of Records or take advantage of rumors just yet. We're going to try our first contract and show here. And of course, the first contract is an assassination. Destroy this criminal who is hiding at the Spice Hall. Locate his ship and destroy it. The criminal and his crew. For this job, you will travel to Xene Prime, -610, and be watched by the Steel Song Clan and be watchful, for Steel Song Clan may attempt to stop us from completing the contract. Our navigator reports that we are 11 astronomical units from the destination, or AU. Our ship is currently located at 1-1. We will offer you 10,474 credits for this contract. However, the contract must be completed by 5837 AE, or roughly 80 weeks. Gives you a look up in the upper left-hand corner. We are at 57.9. Or it will be null and void in the eyes of Shalun Law. The target, Steel Song Clan, known to us as a neutral party, and our reputation is 0. So, if we decide we're going to take it, I'm going to accept that offer. Now, the course has already been plotted for us. So we're going to go back out, and notice how it's got the blue. There is no wrong way, per se, to do this. I can go strictly to the corner, and it shows here that I've got even more experience to go further. So I'm going to go here, and I went the wrong way, but it shows the planet is right there. There is no save, it automatically saves on its own. We're now in the orbit of Xene Prime, and we've reached our destination. Going to click on it. Before we do this, though, I'm going to go into status, and I'm going to use some of the experience that we've gained to do what we've got to do. So I'm going to put in my Intimidate. I'm going to update my quickness by 1, and that pretty much uses all of the experience that I had. Now I've only got 2 left. So we're going to now go back. We're going to go to Urban, and if you remember correctly, he was at the Spice Hall. If you see here, that's why it's red. Now I'm going to read this out just so that, I'll leave this up here. You've landed your ship in the siege barriers of Steel Fortress. The planet has large oceans and a well-developed river network, and the southern hemisphere is particularly well known for large hills and mountains. The Star Dock at Steel Fortress is available to trailers in need of repairs. The dock can also provide access to upgrades and new ships. The palace is the home of Lord Halden and is available to all but the most despised criminals. It is the source of vital rumors, edicts, and permits. The Halden Auction District is the only legal place to buy, sell, or trade for off-world star traders. It is here that you buy water, fuel, and other supplies. So that basically it's pretty much the same thing across the board. And then you can see Steel Fortresses, or Steel, their basic breakdown for this planet. We're going to attempt our job here at the Spice Hall, and we're going to attempt to assassinate him. We have a new radar contact captain, identifying her as a standard fringe runner and apparently operating for Steel Song Clan. You are within a space controlled by Steel Song Clan, but this caption has no legal authority under Shalun Law. That means that I have no legal authority actually trying to pull this assassination off. But I'm doing it for my faction so that they're there. Shippers operating as a smuggler, possibly carrying unlicensed or stolen goods between the ports and the shadowy backwaters of Steel Song Clan. They are likely to avoid us. This encounter is happening within space controlled by Steel Song Clan faction. They are probably watching. I most certainly believe that they are. We're going to go to battle stations, and we are going to advance, and of course, I did not fire off first, which I should have, and we lost them. So now they are done. We failed the contract. So we did not get the 10,000 we needed. Working as an agent for DeValto Syndicate, we were supposed to locate the enemy at the Spice Hall. We did. We followed him to his ship and destroy it. We were supposed to destroy them both, but he was beyond justice and he must be executed. We failed it. So now we are currently where we should not be, but it is what it is. Real quick, before I go any further on this, and I'm going to end the episode here based on that failure alone. This game is not rather difficult per se. It can be excruciatingly difficult. It's a matter of playing through and learning it and figuring out what works best for you. But at the very bottom, you're noticing all of these separate buttons, okay? The first button on the far left is the way to the quick jump to be able to get to all of the different options themselves, okay? So you have status, event log, center, help, the options menu, score, awards, and quit. If you click on the ship button, it's going to bring you to the ship thing like we had before. If you click on the planet itself, you'll see there, so that's the buildings, and that brought us directly to that there. That fourth button is locked out for right now. The fifth button is actually a star map, which allows me to see where we're currently at and to be able to go from, to wherever else we want to go. I could click on any of these. I just clicked on one, for example, for Ursay Thaloon. And I could set that as a waypoint if I wanted and go there. Alright? So that kind of gives you an idea of how large this map is. I cannot actually zoom out or zoom in, but this game is actually fairly massive for what it is, and there's a lot to this game to be able to play, even in just the free version. I highly recommend it. So you can see it here. The question mark will give you an idea of what you're looking at. You have Deep Space, DeValtos, Kadar, Rykart, Thaloon, Javat, Steel Song. You have space contracts, you have a space hazards, rumors, waypoints, etc. Okay? You go back to the ship, I believe it is, and it'll center it back on where we're at, which is that little white area above where we need to be. Now we're going to go back here to our planet where we were, which I believe is this one right here. That is DeValtos Prime. We're going to set that as a waypoint, and we are going to... You can actually even look through here if you want in the navigator to find out more. We're going to go back and notice that now we've done that. And I was just looking for the one that was pink around. I'm going to go directly to the planet. And this is Sin versus Syndicate Rykart. And they work with our... Oh no, that's a different one. I apologize. I was looking for DeValtos Prime, but so they're against us as well. We're going to acknowledge them and see that they're done, and that obviously prevented any kind of battle there, which is fine. It's moving completely on its own now. There's Syndicate Rykart, which is coming back after us again, and this is a pirate skiff. And you know what I'm going to do is we're going to go to battle stations, and we're going to fire our torpedo. And we're going to advance on them and fire our gun. Their hull is at 5 of 6. They have 8 out of 13 sails, and some of their crew has passed or has died. But I think we may have disabled them slightly. We're going to shoot their guns again, and I just blew up their ship. We're going to go to the Dun. Now, we just actually triggered a solar war by that, because... we should not have actually typically destroyed them. I didn't want to destroy them, but we did. So they have a defeated ship, and because their ship blew up, we can't do anything with them about that. They can't take any cargo or any of that. I mean, I actually blew the whole ship up. And that's just from the starting ship that we had started out with. Alright, so there's that, and we're going to watch it as it continues to go back to our home planet. And that's where I'm going to end it off from here. Before I do that, we were at the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth from the left, and that was the map. This one, the sixth one, is the rumors, and if you buy rumors, you can have those. The seventh is contracts, any open contracts you currently have. And then the eighth is going back again to the navigator, so you can look through that as well. We're going to cover more of that in the next episode of the Let's Play, but I wanted to get this started so that other people would be able to enjoy it. As always, thank you for the support. Please do not hesitate or forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share to get this game out there for other people to enjoy. This has been an incredibly long but first episode for the Star Traders Elite Let's Play. This has been Lord of Sin, and I will see you next time. Thank you again.